First here tonight at 5, well, you can barely see downtown Louisville. It's a WHAS11 weather impact alert day with an active alert at the moment. It's coming down hard out there, folks, in many places with more tropical rain and strong thunderstorms moving in from the west. Lots of lightning, a total repeat from this time yesterday. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Shay McAllister. Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine once again has another busy summertime storm. So, Ben, this storm looks like it's just now reaching Louisville.
Yeah, you got a busy weather pattern. Yeah, moving right over the Ohio River right now. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for a little portion of metro Louisville. That goes until 5:15. There could be some isolated wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. We know what that does. It can cause some tree damage, some power line damage. Also, there's just a ton of lightning strikes that can also cause power outages. So this is a strong line of strong to severe thunderstorms moving through and into Louisville right now. Torrential downpour is something you don't want to drive through. So if you have some plans to head out right now, just wait this out. It might only be about 15 minutes, a half hour. It'll pass on through and then you'll be in good shape. As we look at the line farther off to the south, you can see a little bit of a curvature here. Sometimes in the center of that curvature, you can get some stronger winds. So heads up here around Fort Knox, Radcliffe, Elizabethtown. You can see that line heading your way. Also stretching down through Grayson County up north into southern Indiana. The worst of it heading right over the top of I-65. And you can see that front edge. That's the worst part of these storms, about to move into eastern Clark County toward Madison, Hanover. And then once that main really heavy rainfall pushes through your area, then we're going to be left with maybe some rumbles of thunder and just kind of some steady light rain for about an hour after that. And then things are going to be calming down for the rest of this evening, and it's going to be a lot more comfortable as well after triple-digit heat index numbers this afternoon. Over 2,000 lightning strikes in this line of storms over the last half hour. And Futurecast doing a really good job picking up on the storms and the placement and moving them east of our area by around 7, 8 o'clock. It's not going to take too long to get them out of here if you do have some plans this evening. And then tomorrow we do have another weather impact alert for the afternoon and evening. Not because of severe weather, but we could have a couple of pop-up downpours out there for your Friday evening plans. And there you can see just a minute or two later, you cannot see anything with this blinding rain coming down. So after triple-digit heat index numbers, we are going to have that rain-cooled air moving in. Tracking a little bit of a rain chance at times for tomorrow, but after that, happy to show you a much quieter, drier weather pattern in that 7-day forecast coming up.
Ben, thank you. And now is always a good time to go ahead and download the free WHAS 11 app. You can watch our live Max HD radar right on your phone, and then download the app to get the push alerts, live updates, track the storms, and again, you can watch our newscast live at any time.
School begins next Thursday for JCPS students. The big question, can the transportation system hold up?
A lot riding on this back to school day. Teachers and the principal at Price Elementary today believe everything's going to go okay. WHAS 11's Ian Hardwitt caught up with them as they got their classrooms ready for the first day of school.
At Price Elementary, there's calm before the storm, as Jacqueline Cox works more than the stapler readying for her next bunch of English language learners.
Getting everything planned, getting new ideas of how to reach the children, and making it exciting for kids to come and actually want to learn.
Making this school year better than the last. That's the goal every year, but that's especially true when it comes to the millions of minutes students have missed because of a botched transportation plan, but that's something they hope to put in their rearview mirror.
Second grade teacher Jaden Howell felt the pressure of bringing students back up to speed as buses failed getting them to school on time.
Yes, you sure can get them caught back up because a lot of the lessons continue over days, so it's very helpful. If they come in late, they would have already read the story the day before, so it's kind of like a review in the beginning some days.
Along with the new standardized reading curriculum used at JCPS, positivity helped her push through. That's one extra lesson she's teaching her students, reinforced with bright colors and cheery messages up on the wall.
And I like to give a lot of praise throughout the day just so that they know that they're special and that they can do anything they put their mind to.
Price's principal, Siobhan Ray, shares Hal's optimism.
I'm expecting for things to go really well. I think that our district transportation department and operations, along with all of us, all hands on deck, I think that we're ready to make sure that our kids get to and from school safely.
Though for anyone who is worried, Cox has advice she wishes she gave herself 10 years ago at the start of her career.
To breathe. take your time and everything will work out.
And after a year of lessons learned, everything is riding on the new transportation plan. In Newburgh, Ian Hardwick, WHAS 11, on your side.
JCPS is currently facing scrutiny from the legislators over last year's big transportation plan.
Their next meeting with the state task force is going to come up on Monday, August 19th, after the start of school, which again is August 8th. And speaking of schools in far eastern Jefferson County, the Anchorage Public School may have to delay its start of classes by more than 2 weeks because of mold concerns at the historic building there. In a letter to families on Tuesday, the superintendent of Anchorage, Karen Solis, said heavy rains and roof leaks last week led to the discovery of mold. While waiting on test results and cleanup, they're limiting people into the building. Solis says she's seeking approval from the Board of Kentucky from the State Board and the Kentucky Department of Education to delay the start date. According to the agenda for a special board meeting tomorrow, they're proposing going back to school in Anchorage on August 26th instead of the original date, which is August 7th next week. Now that meeting is going to be tomorrow morning at 8.
And the buses were rolling this morning at Jeffersonville High School for the first day back to school for Greater Clark County schools. Principal Pam Hall says there's a lot to be excited about this year, including $55 million worth of construction on campus. The district has also invested in raises for teachers.
Anytime you turn on the news, you see that public education is taking a beating in there, and that there's this whole political shift, and not that we're going to get into that, but we want our teachers to know that we value them, our community values them, and that we have one of the most important, if not the most important jobs in children's lives, raising them outside of their parents.
The construction isn't just at Jeff High. The Greater Clark superintendent says there are 3 elementary schools under construction right now, and they are also finishing up renovations at Charlestown and River Valley Middle Schools.
And well, it's also the first day back for students at Bardstown City Schools in Nelson County. The district has around 2,800 students enrolled in preschool right through 12th grade. Now that's between 5 schools. In the last month, the district announced it would be expanding its Family Resource and Youth Service Center, and Bardstown High School has a new interim principal, Daryl Farmer. Farmer brings 28 years of experience, most of which were right at JCPS schools.
And we want to see your students' first day of school photos. Text their name and their picture to the number right there, 502-582-7290. We're excited to share them right here on WHAS 11.
New developments here at 5. A Kentucky representative has been temporarily suspended from his own caucus amid allegations of inappropriate behavior. During a meeting yesterday, the House Democratic Caucus voted to temporarily suspend Representative Daniel Grossberg of Louisville and request a formal investigation by the Legislative Ethics Commission. The allegations were first reported by the Lexington Herald-Leader. They spoke to 4 women who accused the representative of inappropriate interactions. Grossberg represents part of Jefferson County. In a statement to WHAS 11 News, he said, quote, "I welcome the investigation because the facts will clear my name."
New tonight, who will Kamala Harris pick as vice president? The UAW president says Kentucky Governor Randy Beshear is one of 2 people they'd be pleased to see as her running mate.
This is going to be important for the next few days. Shawn Fain says Beshear and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz are the 2 names that mean the most to the major labor unions. Isaiah Kim Martinez is talking to our local UAW chapter about their support for Andy Beshear. What do they have to say about this endorsement, Isaiah?
Well, Doug, UAW Louisville chapter president Todd Dunn tells me Governor Beshear would be the VP candidate best suited to help unify the country. It comes as the UAW just yesterday endorsed Harris as the Democratic presidential nominee. Dunn doubled down on the sentiments from Shawn Fain, who told CNN he's, quote, a huge Andy Beshear fan. It's no secret Beshear is pro-union. He most recently visited the picket line you see there when Kentucky truck plant workers were striking last October, and even brought workers sandwiches one of the days they were picketing. Dunn says gestures just like that have gone a long way with the union's more than 12,000 local employees, no matter their political affiliation.
Here is Mitch McConnell living in the state of Kentucky, handpicked someone to run against Andy Beshear, supported by Trump, and everything that was going on in the situation that we saw at that time. And he turned red county after red county after red county blue when the cards are stacked against us because of his views, because how he wants to help Kentuckians. He unites Kentucky.
A political science professor I talked to today says having unions throw their weight behind Beshear might help him get past that conventional wisdom that he wouldn't help Harris swing a battleground state. Of course, it's been reported Harris's campaign is doing formal interviews with potential running mate contenders this week. No confirmation yet whether Beshear has done or will do one, but we do know this. Outside of an event in Oklahoma tonight, the governor's schedule has been free of public events over the last 2 days. Doug Shea.
Isaiah, thank you. Republican vice presidential candidate Senator J.D. Vance visited the southern border in Arizona today, where he blasted President Biden and Vice President Harris's policies on immigration.
You've got to stop catch and release. You've got to force the asylum seekers to stay in Mexico while their claims are being adjudicated.
At a Georgia rally earlier this week, Harris defended her record on immigration and shot back at former President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk.
Meantime, President Trump doubling down on the comments he made at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention this week about Harris's heritage. And in Houston, Vice President Harris delivered the eulogy today for a longtime Democratic lawmaker, Sheila Jackson Lee, one of Congress's most prominent black women.
Right here at 5, first responders from across Jefferson County paid their respects today to the Anchorage Middletown firefighter Christian Smith. With their arms in a salute, firefighters and EMS workers lined the drive outside the medical examiner's office in eastern Jefferson County. Several emergency vehicles also joined in the procession to the Ratterman East Funeral Home on Shelbyville Road. Sergeant Smith drowned Monday while swimming at Barren River Lake. He was a 10-year veteran of the department. A visitation for him is next Friday from 2 to 7 p.m.